in a relationship, you haven't dated for 6 months or a year, you think, where do you meet people? To me, my suggestion is, just out of experiences, bars are always not a great place to meet people. You can meet nice people in bars, don't get me wrong, but generally speaking, it seems like there's better, safer environments with a better way on even footing to be able to meet someone. Am I right?
Yeah, I review, and I've been out. I've done it myself. I reviewed. I participate in events all over, and in our areas. There's speed dating events where you go out on a series of short 6-minute dates with about anywhere from 10 to 20 people. There's lock and key events where they have certain age ranges, and there's about 100 single people, men and women, that go out to meet one another. Which I really like the lock and key events because not only are you meeting, people of the opposite sex, but you're also meeting single people of the same sex.
All right, now, we said lock and key. What do you mean by lock and key?
It's an event out there that I think you can just search lockandkey.com. It's these new events where basically you go out and it's about $20-25. As a female, I would get a lock. As a male, you would get a key. And then as you mingle and have drinks and talk, you go around to the women and see if your key opens a woman's lock.
Okay, so it's not like throwing your keys in the middle of a room or floor. Okay, we'll make sure that's not where. Okay.
It's kind of like that, but it's a nice icebreaker. I've attended a ton of events in Tampa and in that area because, that's where I live, and I sponsor these events. And people have so much fun. They're out there for about 2 to 3 hours. It's a really nice icebreaker, and it's a way for you to meet singles, too, because another big problem when you get divorced is all of a sudden you're like, oh, my God, all my friends are married. I have no single friends. So that's also an issue. So going out to events like this, you can meet single men and women, make new friends, make new connections, and maybe find someone, to possibly date.
There's also a problem when you're divorced, you lose all the friends of your spouse as well.
Yeah.
So half your people go away right off the bat, right?
It is. It's hard. And, especially as a woman being divorced, none of my married friends, even though we were friends for 4 years, will let their husbands hang around me. And I'm like, just because I'm single doesn't mean I'm not the same person. I don't want your husband. But people get these weird ideas in their head, and it's kind of like divorce is a disease. And, if we hang out with you, then we're going to get divorced, too. So you almost kind of have to, make a whole new set of friends.
We're speaking with Tara Richter. Tara, this is Tom Schmitz here. Now, I'm 46, twice divorced, so obviously I did it wrong twice. But one of the things I find when I'm back out in the dating world is, at my age, children are a big part of the women that I meet's life. Are there any tips to how because that can make things dicey? I've never had any children, and I'm not the father of any children. I don't have any children, so that makes things dicey in the dating world. When you're in your late 30s, early 40s, everybody seems to have children. So, do you have some tips on how you can get through that minefield?
Well, basically, the whole thing with kids is, first of all, you have to be honest with yourself. Do you, being a person that doesn't have children, are you open to dating women with children? Do you want to have children of your own? I mean, that's the first step is putting out there. What do you want? Or do you want to date someone who already has children, or do you not?
It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I'm not a big fan of children, though.
Well, then maybe you would say no.
To be honest, I love children because I can give them back to their respective parents.
Yeah, so, basically you want to know if you want to date people with children, if you don't. Personally, I don't. I'm divorced. I had a stepson, but I no longer am in his life anymore because he was the son of my, ex. And so for me, I'm 35. It was really hard for me going through that divorce and losing a stepson. So therefore, I don't want to date any men that have children. So I'm just flat out, I'm honest. Right from the get-go, I want to have my own kids. I don't want to date someone with children. And there's nothing wrong either way as long as you're honest in the beginning with whoever you're going out with. Now, if you do want to date people that have children, obviously get to know the person first. I would say at least 3 to 4 dates. And then, you got to start meeting the kids because that's a whole, they come in a package. So if you don't like the children, then it's not going to work out. So you really need to have, a meeting with everyone to make sure that, hey, I can handle this.
All right, we're talking about dating, talking about how to decide who you want to date. Then there's the dating part itself. and about how to respond. I know people tell you to be yourself, but let's face it, the first time you started dating after your divorce, you're a little bit nervous. You didn't know exactly what to go, where to go, how to act. Are there any general tips about your demeanor or how you act, or what tips can you give a person who's going out on a date for the first time in a long time, and they want to be relaxed, but they're a little bit afraid about the do's and don'ts of dating?
Well, the thing that I would say most off is just go out there on the date with the notion that you're going to make a new friend. Because if you put too much pressure on the situation, like I'm going to find the one, I'm going to find my next wife, then I think that's what makes people like really nervous. So instead, go out with it like, hey, I'm going to make a new friend. If it doesn't work out, maybe I'll make a new business connection. Like I've made tons of networking connections through online dating, through speed dating, and it doesn't have to be this is going to be the one. But if you can just be open-minded and be like, hey, I'm going to go out tonight and I'm going to make a great new friend, and then take it from there. So then it kind of like takes some of the stress off the situation.
Tara Richter, a certified dating coach, author of 10 Rules to Survive the Dating Jungle, is our special guest. Well, let's talk about some do's and don'ts, okay?
Okay?
First of all, I suppose a good idea would be if you're really looking for a bride, you shouldn't take an engagement to your ring to your first date. That would be one rule, right?
That would be a no. And you want to freak her out.
Exactly. So, I mean, obviously you want to show people that you are available, interested, and whatever. What can you do without being overly aggressive if you're a guy, for instance, to date a lady that you like, and you want to know you like, other than say, can I see you again? What are the things that you can do as a guy so you don't sound or look like you're too aggressive or whatever?
Well, some of my rules, like for online dating, like for initiating contact online and asking a woman out, is looking at her profile, finding out her interests, and asking her if she would like to participate in something that you both have in common. Like, for instance, I like to go rollerblading, and I have that on my profile. And if a guy sees that and he likes to go rollerblading, he can email me and be like, hey, I see that you go rollerblading. I do too. Would you like to go and hit the trail some Saturday afternoon, and we can go rollerblading together? So it's kind of like a low-pressure type situation, where you're just kind of going out having fun. Because in the beginning, you just want to get to know people, on a friend basis to see if you have chemistry and if you want to pursue them in a longer-term type relationship.
Well, you talk about online dating, which is kind of the thing today, eHarmony.com, whatever they are, I don't even know. But there's quite a few of them that people seem to like doing, and that's one way to do that. But how do you exit real quietly if you show up on a date and you think, this guy's creepy, I want out of here? What do you do other than run?
Well, I do have some friends that run. I don't recommend that because you want to treat people the way that you want to be treated, with respect. But my rule is when you're meeting someone off an internet date, and even like any kind of blind date, is you have a short 20-minute meet and greet. Because, A, you want to find out, you want to make sure they didn't lie, they look like their photos, they're, who they say they are, that you have chemistry, and you don't want to waste 3-4 hours in a long dinner date after 5 minutes when this isn't the one. So you just say, hey, let's meet at Starbucks. Don't do alcohol. I know everybody wants to drink alcohol, but because it, it messes up your head and you may think this person's better looking than what they really are. Just go to Starbucks, short 20-minute meet and greet. You can know within 20 minutes of conversation if you want to see that person again. And if you don't, then it gives you a quick out. You're like, hey, got to go run some errands. Nice to meet you. Got to go. So just do that first initial meeting, and then if you like the person, then ask them out on another, longer dinner date.
You want to pass the eyeball test, otherwise you'll end up like Manti Te'o with the imaginary girlfriend, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, you got one interesting question. By the way, Tara's got a website. It's Tara Richter, TARARCHT.com. If you want to go on there and log on and find out where you can get her book. Also, do you do a TV show or something in the Tampa area?
I have a radio show. It's on liveandloveradio.com. It's Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. We do live video feed, and I have multiple guests on there, and it's basically a step-by-step guide. I kind of talk about my books, my processes, and, helping people find true love and get out there in the dating world.
Yeah, well, if you're ever needing real good sage advice from a veteran, you call Dr. Buddy here, which is what I am. I'm Dr. Buddy. I'm a fake Dr. Buddy, obviously, helping out people everywhere in the world of dating. All right, so give me a quick 1, 2, 3 again of if I want to go dating, What do I do? You said no alcohol. What are some other things I can do now? Should I go on to find an online service? Do you recommend one? And then what are the steps there to go from there?
Well, basically, there's free sites and there's paid sites, and the paid sites get really expensive. And my research, because my second book is all about internet dating, which is 10 Rules for the Internet Dating Jungle, I basically think that the free sites are just as good as the paid sites. So the only two sites that I know are 100% free are plentyoffish.com, which is POF.com, and then OkCupid. Now, the same people are on the same site. So test out the free ones first. Make a good profile. Take some nice photos. I recommend getting professional photos and not doing the bathroom back camera, fuzzy, can't see who you are type thing. Fill out all the questions in the profile. And then when you go to initiate contact with every people, make sure you read their profile first. Because the most annoying thing that people do is they send you an email based on your photos, and they're like, oh, she's hot. And then they're like, hey, what's up? Be articulate. Read the profile. Pull out things that you have in common. When you send that email, point those things out. Oh, that's so awesome that you wrote a book. How cool. You don't find people to do that. Do something that makes you stick out from the crowd. And then within 2 weeks of chatting online, you want to take the date offline, because the whole thing is people can lie, they can manipulate, they can pretend to be someone that they're not behind the computer screen. So within 2 weeks, you have to meet them out in person. And when you meet out in person, do a short 20-minute meet and greet to make sure they are who they say they are and that you have chemistry, and then, take it from there.
Might be a good idea to go to your Facebook page and take off the pictures of binge drinking while you're at it, too. So.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, she's Tara Richter, author of 10 Rules to Survive the Dating Jungle. Appreciate your time and hope to talk to you again someday.
Great, thank you.
All right, Tara Richter. All right, JJ, did she pass the test for you? Did you get anything out of that?
She's legit.
Yeah? You think you take anything
She's
out
no
of
Dr. Buddy. But
Thankfully. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We've got lots more to talk about today. I'm going to tell you about some of the airlines that are actually, flights are diminishing in Tampa and Orlando. Also, is it true that a bunch of gay characters on TV shows are going away? That's what I'm reading. Tell you about that next right here on The Voice of Ocala.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on The Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444. Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of events, special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range. We usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will. And as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala, where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report right here on The Source.
Accident, injured, hurting,
Pain affects so many of us and keeps us from enjoying our daily routine. This is Dr. Riyad Fakuri, board-certified chiropractic orthopedist at the Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic Center. Let me visit with you to answer your questions. Let us help you help yourself on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. on WOCA. Again, that's Dr. Riyad Fakuri here to help you on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. on WOCA, The Source.
Life's journey has many ups and downs, but you can take comfort in the knowledge that Robert's Funeral Home is here to serve you and your family with loving care and dignity. The Roberts family has been providing their caring services since 1898 and offer traditional, custom, cremation, and veteran services. Pre-made arrangements are also available. Roberts Funeral Homes. Great funeral homes serve great people.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Howdy, folks. RL here to invite you to Dairy Queen for a great new meal. Dairy Queen's now serving 3 different $5 meals. Hot dogs with chili, cheese, slaw, whatever. Quarter pound with cheese loaded up any way you like it. Solid filet chicken tenders. And each meal comes with fries, a drink, and a sundae for only $5. You got that right. Nobody beats that deal. A great value and a great meal. So come on down to Dairy Queen at Silver Springs where they always treat you like kings and queens.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's OcalaForSale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. OcalaForSale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting less proof factory surcharge or delivery fee. See website for details.
WOCA, Ocala.
Had quite a golf match yesterday. If you missed it, I watched the tape yesterday when I went to the Symphony Under the Stars, and old-fashioned shootout between Tiger Woods and Sergio Garcia, and I won't say there's a new sheriff in town because it's the same old sheriff, but let's just say it was quite a little rivalry. He's back. To a certain degree, he's back. We'll see. Is he all the way back? Well, maybe, but we'll talk about that. Some people may be jumping the gun just a little bit here. Winning a couple of tournaments doesn't – he's set at such a high standard. He's certainly capable of winning any golf tournaments, but he's not back to being what Tiger was at one time, and probably never will be, but that's okay. It's good enough, and it certainly was good enough yesterday. Talk about that in the sports hour coming up in just 33 minutes or so, 23 minutes here on the Voice of Ocala, so stay tuned for that. I mentioned this story in the first hour. There are apparently, I didn't realize, I don't watch a lot of these sitcoms, so I don't know this, but apparently in the new shows, the story on Slate says there are a number of gay characters who are going to be eliminated next year because they're not renewing the shows. Now, it doesn't mean that they're doing it because they're gay. It just so happens that they're involved in it. And here's some of them. I don't know. You guys watch these shows, the new normal, Go On, Smash. We know The Office. The Office is going off the air because it's just off. 1600 Pin, Happy Endings, Don't Trust the Bee, in Apartment 23, 90210, Emily Owens, MD, the LA Complex, Partners, and Southland, all that stuff. All feature gay or lesbian characters, and they're all going away. Now, they say exception, with the exception of Office, which is, of course, that's expired quite some time ago. So the question becomes, is this a trend? Is it something that just happened to be, or is it something that maybe people are saying?
I think it's just bad shows, because one of my favorite shows that got picked up again has an openly gay couple, male couple, Scandal on ABC.
Have that now.
Mm-hmm. Every show seems like
he's the president's chief of staff.
Mm-hmm.
So the show Scandal, but the show Scandal does real well in the ratings. So,
well, apparently it caught the eye of the person asleep. Now, some of the things that have been renewed that don't involve characters one way or their sexuality. I don't even know what they are, but and some of them are people who are actually gay people playing the straight role too. So I guess you could look at it that way. But the ones that are renewed: Castle, Grey's Anatomy, Last Man Standing, The Middle, Modern Family, Nashville, The Neighbors, Once Upon a Time, Revenge, Scandal, and Suburgatory. Those are ABCs. Now,
I heard a rumor that Golden Boy has been canceled.
Well, we're going to find out right now. It says right here it's canceled. It says,
what?
It says cancel. CSI, New York, Golden Boy, The Job, Made in Jersey, Partners, Rule of Engagement, Vegas. I wish somebody pick it up because I thought
Golden Boy was
pretty good show, pretty well written and pretty well acted. CBS renewed a whole bunch of things, including all the obvious ones: 60 Minutes, Amazing Race, Big Bang Theory. Blue Bloods is back. That's good. Etc. Good Wife, Hawaii Five-0, How I Met Your Mother, The Mentalist, and then Fox has renewed everything except Ben and Kate Cops, which is moving to Spike, Fringe, and The Mob Doctor, and Touch.
I thought you liked that Mob Doctor show.
No, I watched it one time.
Oh.
I thought it might have possibility. Never lived up to it. Then NBC didn't renew much at all. They got the shortest list of all. First of all, you have to know these shows.
Well, NBC's a terrible, except for Smash, it's a terrible.
Terrible. Smash is going off the air, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to NBC right now.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, the only ones that have been renewed are Chicago Fire, Community, Grimm, Law and Order, SVU, Parenthood, Parks, Recreation, Revolution. Canceled. 30 Rock, 1600 Pin, Animal Practice, Deception, Do No Harm. I didn't know it was even on. Go On, Guys with Kids, The New Normal, The Office, Ready for Love, Rock Center with Brian, Smash, Up All Night, and Whitney, all canceled.
Rock Center with Brian Williams.
Well, that's just this is run its course.
No, Rock Center.
30 Rock.
No, Rock Center with Brian Williams. You said got canceled.
No, I said 30 Rock.
Well, no, you said
where? Where did I say that?
After Ready for Love, Rock Center with Brian Williams.
Well,
Rock Center with Brian.
Oh
Williams.
yeah, it did, didn't it? Yeah,
and that's. I thought that was pretty good
news show.
magazine
That's his news show. Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody said, well, he just goes upstairs and changes ties and does the same thing he does at 6 o'clock. So.
Well, it was NBC's version of 60 Minutes.
I know. It didn't make it, though. Not enough good reporting. Anyway, that's a few little things on TV right there.
What upsets me, Smash is getting canceled.
Well, you said you liked it. I tried to watch it once and I couldn't get into it. So.
I watch it every week. Got one waiting on DVR at the house right now.
We'll just go
I won't be able to watch it until after Trivia tonight. Trivia at Mojo's Grill tonight, 7 to 9.
Some good questions from JJ and me?
Nope.
Because usually we coach you up on that kind of stuff.
By the way, now that I've got a tuxedo, I'm pretty important.
You know, JJ, I wonder how long it would take before that actually was said, if there was any comments. I was wondering before the old cocky Tom would come out talking about how good he's looking.
It's like an hour and 42 minutes.
But there is something about a tuxedo that ladies do like a tuxedo, I will say. I don't know if it helped you with trivia or not, but it's good. You hear about this? By the way, our guy was on Saturday Night Live, Anthony Crispino.
I'm pretty sure.
One of his jokes, he said, "Did you hear about this?" Seth Meyers said, "No, hear about what? I can't hear about it till you say it." And he says, Tim Tebow was at the airport, and the Jets left him right there on the tarmac.
I'm pretty sure. No.
No, man. No. Yeah, left him right there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Of course, he got cut with the Jets. So speaking of airports and flights, you wonder how this stuff was affected of the cutbacks, what was going to be going on. And I look at this list at Wall Street Journal. I got the complete list of the most cutbacks and by what percentage it changed. And I'm a little bit concerned that it involves Orlando and Tampa. One of them is 18%, Tampa, and Orlando is 13%. Fewer flights.
Wow.
And they're going up as high as, in some cases, in some airports, there's 24% in Kansas City and 41% in Memphis, 61% in Cincinnati, 27% in Pittsburgh, 35% in Oakland. Columbus is anyway. So I don't fly out of those places very often, but Sacramento, 23%. So there's some flights. If you're in the business of flying, that's not good news. You have fewer choices for flights and more crowded. That's not going to be a good thing for a lot of folks. So it will impact us. Keep on getting hit by stuff like this. And it's a shrinking number of flights. Again, Orlando 13, Tampa 18. And I watched a little bit of Saturday Night Live. I've taped it, but Kristen Wiig was the host. Did you happen to see any of it? You haven't seen it?
I did not.
Okay. I'm going to check that out because I'm a big Kristen Wiig. But I saw one particular review of it, which didn't get very good comments regarding Kristen Wiig's all her skits and stuff. I thought she was genius, and I wish she was back on Saturday Night Live, although they seem to somehow survive every year. No matter what they do, they seem to survive. They come up with these characters. Here we got already, as JJ said, we got the two of the franchise guys going to late night and to the Tonight Show. So Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon. So there you go. All right, we should take a break, come back. I've got tweets and quotes for you. We'll wrap up this hour. Got plenty to talk about sports right here on the Voice of Ocala. So stay tuned to
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Mayday! Mayday! Our buyer blew it. He ordered 38 cars instead of 8. And now we have got way too much inventory.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I've got to sell these 30 cars extra fast. I'm going spastic, so I've got to do something drastic.
Qualified buyers with $5 down can drive a nicer, newer car today. Who knew $5 could get you a nicer, newer car?
Well, it can because I'm in a jam.
Is bad credit causing you distress? My For the People credit approval process just may save the day. Get approved for a nicer, newer car you'll love. Mayday! Mayday! Get down to Prestige Auto Sales right away. The Mayday Madness ends after we've cleared 37 cars.
My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to